everybody. Welcome back to the Truth Serum. It has been a while. It's your host, Jordan Thomas, with your other host, Travis Sumter. Travis, say what's up.
What's up, baby?
Woo!
Woo! Hey, we back.
Whoa, we back. Yeah, I love it. I love it, man. So, what you been up to, Travis Sumter? How's it been going?
Nothing. Just fucking studying football, talking bullshit with you, watching the fucking games. We doing all that kind of shit. Got one question for you tonight, though. What you
What's up,
wearing?
baby?
What you wearing?
I am wearing the Kurt shirt, and I'm glad you asked. For those that don't know, we lost a member of the True Serum family recently, and so we want to just honor Kurt Kunkel and his amazing wife Colleen, daughter Hannah. Man, they're the heartbeat, the heart and soul of what we do, and we love you guys. So this one's to Kurt.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, same. Love Kurt. We had some really great times together, even though it was short times together that we had. It was great times.
Went to an NFL game with that guy and with
Yeah.
you.
Hell
Beautiful.
yeah.
Can't wait to do it again, man.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, so in honor of Mr. Kunkel, we're going to be going over the NFC North tonight. We're going to talk about all of those teams. We're going to talk about the Minnesota Vikings. We're going to talk about fuck the Packers. Yeah. We're going to talk about some elite wide receiver twos like Byron Pringle. So lots of good stuff in tonight's episode. So Travis, why don't you kick us off? Let's start with the Green Bay Packers tonight.
So first of all, we got Aaron Rodgers back. What do we think about that?
I mean, I figured, and I was pretty adamant about this last season. Like, he wasn't going to go anywhere. I never thought he was actually going to leave. Thought he might retire, but no shock that he's back.
Yeah, I mean, like it was kind of a surprise to me that like I thought maybe there was a chance he might not come back or he might retire. I thought that was all going to lean on Devontae Adams' decision
Whew.
whether he was going to play or not. I mean, like Colt will tell you too about it. Like I was like all over that. Like I don't know, is he going to come back or not? I don't know. I don't know. Like it almost feels like he's going to
We
have to
don't
start
know.
over, right? Right. It almost feels like he's going to have to start over with that. It was kind of a shock to me. So, I mean, going on to that, like we can also talk about Devontae Adams and how big of a loss that is for the team.
So, yeah, for me, for sure, Devontae Adams, man, it is a huge loss to that team. They're really light at the wide receiver. They did get Christian Watson in the draft, but do you think that guy's ready to step in and be the number one? Who's the number one option for that offense?
To me, it's probably Sammy Watkins. You really want to ask me, but honestly, I like when I look at it, I think the best two weapons on that team right now are the running backs, and I think it's AJ Dillon and it's Aaron Jones, right? And
Absolutely.
I think they're gonna use a lot of Aaron Jones in the slot this year and behind the backfield, running swings, running, uh, all those different kind of routes in the backfield, just kind of those jet sweeps, stuff like that. They're gonna have both backs on the field this year. They're gonna have to. It's been proven, like even you watch games without Devontae Adams and how much they use both backs. It should be, they should both be pretty good, standalone value by themselves.
Absolutely, man. I am on the Aaron Jones train this season. I feel like a lot of people are overlooking that guy's still really freaking good, and I do think he will be one of the main focuses in this offense. Without Devontae Adams, I think the question has to be asked. Do you think the Packers are still the favorite in this division?
I think it's a lot closer now.
Okay.
I don't know if they're like the over the top favorites, right? Like I feel like the Vikings and I don't think the Bears are really in it, but I think the Lions are up and coming.
Yep. Okay. Okay. I can see that. For me, I think the Packers probably still have a firm grip on this thing just because they have Aaron Rodgers, right? They have the best player in the division, and I hate the Packers, but I don't think Devontae Adams will be something that Rodgers can't overcome. As much as I would like it to be something that Aaron Rodgers can't overcome. So,
yeah.
Okay. So let's move on to another team. How about let's talk about these Minnesota Vikings, the Colleen Kunkel special. By the way, for anybody wanting to know, all these years we've been shouting out our lady Colleen Kunkel, only to find out through the amazing man Kurt Kunkel himself that really this whole time I guess it was pronounced Colleen, like I'm Colleen in my living room. But yeah, just some fun Kunkel trivia for you as we transition to the Minnesota Vikings. And so with that, I think Miss Colleen Kunkel would be the first one to tell you Mike Zimmer is gone, right?
Yep. Mike Zimmer gone. I think they bring in Kevin O'Connell. Coming from the McVay system of the Rams, but I think a lot of things about and I'm sure a lot of Vikings fans will agree with you. Having Mike Zimmer there, he would always play it safe to the chest when he was playing games. He would have a 3-point lead. He would still just be running the ball 3 straight times on downs. It just was never a good thing. Like when you're in the lead, you want to pound the fucking ball, like not just pound the ball, but get the ball downfield, take chances, fucking go out and win games. You never see Bill Belichick when he was ahead back in the day with Tom Brady just take a break. It was all gas all day, and hopefully maybe Kevin O'Connell brings that kind of attitude to this team.
Could you imagine if a guy like Aaron Rodgers had the weapons that Kirk Cousins has at his disposal? It's ridiculous. And there were so many times the Vikings stalled out last year. And so, just going to your point, Kevin O'Connell, McVay disciple, that's worked out really well for the Bengals. That's worked out really well for the Packers. And so I'm really interested to see what the next iteration of that becomes. The Vikings have pieces. They're definitely not short of talent. They need to push those chips in. I think this will ultimately be Kirk Cousins' last hurrah. Shit or get off the pot, so to speak. Does he got it or not? And outside of that, I think really their biggest roster addition was Zadarius Smith. I know that you weren't the biggest fan of some of their draft moves, so tell us about what they did in the draft.
I mean, they got Booth and they got Seen and their secondary to kind of get younger at those positions, and hopefully it works out where they can kind of revamp it and be better back there. I mean, they do have some excellent people, excellent tutelage for them to learn under. You got Patrick Peters, yep. And you got Hunter back there. So I mean, like, they do have excellent people to learn under. So I mean, like, maybe in a year or two we can kind of see what these players develop into. I don't think either one is like a for sure, hit thing, like where they're going to be an elite defender or anything like that. But hey, you know what? Maybe they can just, maybe they can just grow with the team, right?
Yep, absolutely. Just want to mention Colleen Kunkel's boyfriend, Harry Smith. He's back there too, another person to help groom those young guys. And so the Vikings, like I said, they have the talent. Let's see if they can kind of put it all together. Now, let's kind of transition to the anti-Viking. Let's talk about Jeremy Pyle and Tyler Tompkins, Detroit Lions. And so, man, Kevin O'Connell just came in for the Minnesota Vikings, but I don't think there's a head coach I was more excited to watch last season than Dan freaking Campbell for the Detroit Lions. So what did you think about old Dan Campbell, his kneecap biting habits, and the emergence of this Detroit team kind of in the second half of the season?
Woo! Aiden Hutchinson, number 2 overall. Should have been the first overall pick, if you ask me. Going to be, he's staying in the home state. He's going to be, he's somebody that can get off the ball and get off the ball quick and get a good pass rush. And that's going to be an important thing for this team. That's one thing that this team has desperately been missing. Especially like last year when when teams were able to drop back, have time to, find a player downfield and throw the ball. Like the Lions desperately needed a pass rush. Yeah. We can also talk about their number 12 pick.
Real quick before we transition to that guy, I just want to give my 2 cents as well on Aiden Hutchinson. Definitely should have been the number 1 overall pick in this draft. I feel like too. I think the Jaguars fumbled the ball with that first pick. I think Hutchinson is absolutely one of those key cog type players that you're going to plug in there from day one, and he's going to be there for 8 to 10 years. He may not be the best edge guy in the league by any means, but he's always going to be one of those guys. And so I love that play. So what else did they do with that draft? Tell me about it.
They traded with the division, right? They got
the Minnesota Vikings. Yeah, they did.
The 12th pick got Jamison fucking Williams. Holy shit.
Okay, talk to me. Why do you love this so much? Because I'm not as big of I'm not as high on Jamison, but let us have it. Tell me.
This man is an absolute fucking game breaker. He will bust defenders' ankles in routes. He plays the X position. He's gonna get plenty of fucking targets. He's gonna be just a fucking monster. But with the caveat, he's gonna take some time to get healthy. They said he's on a good path right now. I think it might be about mid-season before we really see him. And I don't really think you're going to see a lot of him this season. I think it's going to take him until the following season, because one thing that I always talk about is that usually when a player comes off an ACL tear, especially when we're talking about this close in, it's usually going to take them that full year to recover. So I think when you're really going to see Jamison Williams explode is going to be in the 2023 year.
Okay, I like it. So for me, I've got a lot of question marks about Jamison Williams. And look, if you watch this guy play football, it's hard not to get excited about him, right? He's absolutely electric. I don't know if he's more than a one-trick pony, take the top off the defense kind of guy, and that guy can have a long, successful career in this league. He can. Deshaun Jackson did it, right? So it's definitely been done before. My concern is I hope he isn't more McCole Hardman or one of these other, and that's a terrible comparison, by the way, but I'm thinking of the one-dimensional speed guy that didn't really translate on the next level. So but he's got speed for days. What I do like about Jamison Williams, though, and what I do like about what they're doing is I feel like they're bringing some wide receivers to this team. I loved the signing of DJ Chark on a little prove it deal. You got St. Brown still in the mix there. Amon-Ra St. Brown still in the mix there. So I think quietly the Detroit Lions are gathering some good quality weapons to put behind, whether it's Jared Goff or the next guy up. And then we haven't even talked about Deandre Swift, who I think we're both very high on.
Yeah, Deandre Swift. There is some questions about Jamal Williams, his backup. That maybe the team isn't totally sold on him right now, but the offensive line is elite. Jared Goff, I think, is serviceable. He can get a team to places, right? He's serviceable.
Detroit Lions trade for Gardner Minshew. It's a match made in heaven, and if Dan Campbell and Gardner Minshew can't come together and produce a Super Bowl, I don't know what could happen in life. It's just so obvious to me.
I mean, it feels like a match made in heaven, wouldn't it?
God mode Minshew. Dan, I'm going to bite your kneecap off. Campbell, man, come on. Oh, nasty.
DJ Chark, I kind of just see as another guy out there. I'm not really sold on him. Really putting up a huge lot of fantasy value for this season.
I think he could be a very sneaky late round dart throw. Personally,
I,
and I'm sure in some leagues he's going undrafted at this time. I just know that I've seen flashes from that kid, and I think a change of scenery is going to be good for him, and I think he will be a bigger piece early on, especially this season while Jamison's recovering.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's more of a depth piece right now. I mean, maybe he does have some value in this year, but you're right. He is going undrafted in most drafts, in most league formats that you do. Um, and then we could talk about St. Brown too. I feel like he's still going to get his. I feel like,
I think St. Brown's absolutely going to be their guy.
yeah,
I don't think he has anybody that's going to challenge him for that crown until Jamison Williams does start playing. So to me, he's going to eat. I just think DJ Chark might get a bite too.
yeah. I feel like right now it's going to be more of the Hawkinson St. Brown, train ride right now, like to start the season. Maybe this whole season. I mean, St. Brown ain't gonna quite hit the numbers that he hit last year. It's gonna kind of be a slower burn, right? It's not gonna be like all in that 6 week span. It's gonna kind of just be more spread out over the season.
Mm-hmm.
But he should be a solid wide receiver 3, wide receiver 4 for your team, right?
Yep, absolutely.
And then we can go on if you want to. Is that everything you got about the Detroit Lions?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that corn-fed boy TJ Hawkinson anymore. So, let's move on to those Chicago Bears, the Travis Sumter specials. So, I love the NFC North, and I love our NFC North fans because they're some of the most passionate, some of the most amazing ones we have. And I got to tell you, when I think of Chicago Bears fans, I think I get a little angel on one shoulder and a little devil on the other. And my angel here, Chicago Bears fan, Travis Sumter. The devil, of course, Michael David Truax, but I love you, baby. Bear down. But talk to me about it, Travis Sumter. Tell me about them Chicago Bears.
It's tough. It's tough. uh, clearly the organization has more faith in Justin Fields uh, than the Bears fans have in Justin Fields with these weapons. If that makes sense to you,
Makes perfect sense because they must think this guy he can do it with whatever.
Yeah, I mean, if he can even flash a little bit of whatever with this fucking shit roster, I will be mightily impressed.
Yeah, I think he might die in battle this year. I like it's going to be a long season for Justin Fields. Is this the worst wide receiving core in the league?
Yes, I think so. I mean, it's hard for me to really think of another worse one. I mean, maybe the Jags are pretty close.
The Jags,
Titans,
the Patriots, the Titans. Yeah.
Yep. I mean, yeah, I'd say maybe the Titans are worse than us, but I mean, yeah. I mean, at least they got.
How do you feel about your boy Mooney? Do you think he can step up? Do you think he can be bigger than what he is probably projected to be?
I mean, he is absolutely everything that he's been. Over the last season, he was a pretty good wide receiver. I think he was like, I think it was like somewhere around 140 targets he had last season. And he capitalized on his opportunities, and I expect him to do more of the same this year. I mean, like, people make a big deal about Allen Robinson being gone. I don't feel like that's that big of a deal to us because Allen Robinson was pretty much gone last year because he had no
impact.
He had absolutely no desire to be there because the Bears burned the bridge with him before the season even started last year by not giving him an extension.
Yep, completely agree. So yeah, I don't think Allen Robinson is as big of a loss, but I do think they kind of dropped the ball with replacing him. Outside of that, I know they drafted the kid at 71. Talk to me about him. How do you feel about the wide receiver they came away with in this draft?
Well, Velus Jones Jr., not really a kid because he's 25 years old, so he's kind of an older rookie, but he's a speedster. He ran the fastest in the combine. So I mean that's going to help us take the top off the defense. There is Brian Pringle, like we got him, whatever.
Byron Pringle.
I mean, whatever, fucking whatever. I don't even know what the fuck we're doing anymore. This is the worst. This is the worst receiving core we've had pre Brandon Marshall. This is just fucking pain and misery. Welcome to the Bears fandom.
Hey, but at least you guys have some, you guys have Khalil Mack on defense, right?
I don't want to talk about it
anymore. I mean, say what you will. Like, I get it, and I'm a Cowboys fan, so who am I to talk? Because my organization is also, just a freaking disaster right now. But, they're going to save a lot of money over the next couple of years with Khalil. If they can rebuild this quickly, man, maybe Justin Fields is that guy to deliver. I don't see it, but for your sake, I hope it comes to fruition.
Yeah, and like exactly what you're talking about with the salary cap savings, 28.5 in 2023 and another about 23 in 2024. One of the things that one of the things that Bears fans are truly missing when it comes to these moves is that if you look at everybody that's been signed, it's been nothing but 1-year deals for all players. What they're doing right now is that they're setting themselves into a position to have $121 million in salary cap space after signing all rookies next season. The average NFL team usually has about $70 million in cap space. The Bears are going to have $121 million in cap space.
Baker Mayfield about to cash in.
Most ever in NFL history, and don't ever say that again. We do not fucking want Baker Mayfield. Oh my god, that would be a fucking disaster.
Oh man. Well, all right, man. Well, hey, I guess that's the NFC North. Anything you want to add before we get out of here today?
I'm just depressed now after talking about the Bears.
Hey, well, hopefully we can cheer you up on our next episode. I think we're doing the AFC North next time, so definitely tune in for that. Thanks for everybody that likes and subscribes. If you haven't already, bang that bell at the bottom. Thanks all of our Patreons, and as always, stay true.